I write for Venom Magazine, and we've got a lot of artists that are new. What would you suggest would be like the biggest thing that you guys have learned throughout this process? What would you tell somebody?
Quit while you're ahead.
The only person who's truly going to help you is yourself. Everybody else is just looking for a check.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going through that right now because like we're at our management likes to call it an ugly adolescent stage.
That's great.
But we're at a point now where we're like way bigger than we were a year ago, and next year we're going to be even bigger. So like getting people to take you serious at that level, because people are still trying to underpay for everything, and they're still trying to get you in like pennies on the dollar. You know, there's big bands out there that are like, yeah, we'll put you on as first on our bill. It's like, we're not first on your bill anymore, but thank you, appreciate it. So like we're at a point where like we're turning down things. But that's just because like we're betting on ourselves. And I think that's it's important to bet on yourself, like, you know, and trust in your own process. Because there was a few years there where we ended up stagnant because we kind of were like, oh, well, someone probably knows better than we do. Why don't we let them handle it and then us worry more about creative and performance? When we finally decided to take the business back into our own hands and take it out of their hands is when everything really started to take off. Fight for your work. Our lyric, bridges we burn, or bridges burn from demons we grew, we rise from ashes to new. And it was in a previous band of mine, and I really liked the lyric, and I really didn't write lyrics for any of my bands at that point. I was playing guitar. And it kind of went along with my life, just having lots of problems with addiction and making poor life choices. So from ashes to new. I really didn't even think of the Phoenix thing. People were like, oh, like a Phoenix. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I really didn't think of that. Like, it wasn't in the thought process. It just was, I was a pile of shit for a very long time.
You were ashes.
Yeah. Yes. I had burned a lot of stuff up. And going through that life change together with, you know, writing that lyric, I was like, wow, this is really good. So I put it together the day it was born. Years ago, like, I would just write entire songs and then they'd just be done. Like, and then these guys came in the band and it was more so like, all right, let's make this a collaborative effort rather than one guy writing everything, because that's incredibly stressful. Right. At the same time, it sometimes becomes resentful as well. So, you know, these guys came in and everyone brings their own piece to this puzzle, so it makes it a lot easier. In the last two albums, we've been able to kind of just rough demo things out and then really kind of build it as we move along. Which the record label hates that idea. They want to hear full songs before they approve us doing anything. But for us, it's worked like because it gives us the ability to be more creative that way, rather than just creating an entire piece, because you get what's called demoitis. Create an entire piece and you're like, I love that demo. And then when someone wants to change it, like, no, I fucking created that. I don't want to change that. So it's like, you know, it's more bare bones throughout the writing process and then the production process. We kind of put all the pieces together.
So then who would be your dream people to work with, or who influenced you through all of this?
Yeah. I mean, that dude's like notorious at doing nothing.
Linkin Park was a huge influence from childhood on.
For me, I'm going to go with Benched. Yeah.
Mask. Well, I consider performing like separate from my personality, because I'm like the quiet cat in the corner that just sticks to myself. So this opportunity to be somebody else. So like a lot of people think like I'm a crazy person because they see me on stage and pick up on me off stage. So that's kind of cool. So I use the mask to like another persona kind of. Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. The makeup look. I wouldn't continuously, besides them being friends, I wouldn't continuously go work for them outside of this if they weren't the people who they were. Like, they are very humble, down-to-earth people and just do so much for every band that's on the road with them. And I watch it from a band standpoint, who is on the road with them, as well as an employee that works for them and does that with them. And it's really cool to see. So by far, they're the best band to work with.
Yeah, I think when you look at it from the outside looking in, you're saying, wow, these guys are you, what are you doing? You're like, wow, these guys are gigantic, you know, to a lot of people. I mean, they're selling, you know, 10, 15,000 tickets a night to a show, right? So it's like, you look at them and you're like, this band is huge. You know, and we did kind of the same thing. But then you go into there and you're like, oh, these dudes are just like, they're just the dudes, you know what I mean? Like, and they're just, like he said, so humble, down to earth. We've done a lot of great things in our career, and that was probably at the top of it.